Hello, Modoma friends. It's a new year. This is my first post 2020, and wow, am I excited! And I bet you're excited because you're probably head first into your New Year's resolutions, if that's your thing. I know a lot of people think it's so cliche to have New Year's resolutions because they know that they're not going to last, and that's exactly the point of my conversation today. So let me guess. Maybe you've decided that you drink too much caffeine through coffee or energy drinks, and you decided maybe I want to do tea, preferably green tea instead. Maybe you're trying to improve your digestive health, and so you're looking at fiber and trying to hit your fiber goals, 25 grams if you're a female, or possibly 35 to 40 grams if you're a male, or maybe you're simply trying to get more fish oil into your diet. Maybe you struggle with protein, and so you're trying to get more protein into your diet. There's so many different things that you could be doing. And if you're like a lot of the people that I talk to, one of the things I'm always curious and I love to ask questions. And one of the questions I like to ask, so what are your New Year's resolutions this year? And one of the first things that I will hear from people, well, I'm going to start eating healthy. And if that isn't the most ambiguous, uh, broad answer that I've heard in all the 30 years of training that I've been engaged with this industry, I don't know what is. And unfortunately, it's kind of like a jigsaw puzzle. You know, one of the greatest things about jigsaw puzzle is that you like to find the corner pieces first, and then you start looking for the borders. And once you've established that, that allows you to be more successful at gathering all the little pieces that seem to have no rhyme or reason in the beginning. And that's a lot of times why people tend to fail with your New Year's resolutions. There's not a definitive plan. One of the things we talk about in our personal training schools, we talk about the difference between process goals and outcome goals. So if I say I want to lose 20 pounds, well, that's an outcome, but there's no process in place. And so people usually will drop the ball after a few days or weeks. So if you are a couple of days into this New Year's resolution and struggling all of a sudden, I'm sure. And so one of the things that I like to suggest to people, here's this handy dandy little schedule, but I like to do a schedule about you could do 2 months at a time, but 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, something that's a little bit more short term. We don't want to take the whole year because that can seem somewhat intimidating. But if you start with 1, 2, 3, or 4 months at a time and then have kind of a big picture goal, then what you would do, if we were here in January, maybe what you do is you spend the first 2 to 3 weeks researching. If I was going to achieve a goal, what would it look like to spend a couple of weeks planning out the next 3 or 4 months in terms of building a healthy diet, adding healthy initiatives like fish oil or protein, maybe reducing caffeine intake, getting better sleep. I'm going to tell you guys that shooting for about at least 7 hours, if not 8 hours a night, will dramatically have an incredible impact on your endocrine system, your hormones, just your energy levels, a lot of those things. Sleep is one of the most anabolic processes that we can engage in. And that doesn't sound very exciting, but it's truly powerful. So one of the things that I want to encourage you to do, and I'm going to try to spend some time over the next few weeks talking about the process of setting objectives, creating goals. I think this will be extremely helpful for you. So let's look at adding a few habits week in and week out. And you can even create a schedule like this where you add 1 or 2 habits a week or every 2 weeks. Big Josh, how you doing, man? Good to see you, bro. Any of those things that you do consistently, we want to just not make it overwhelming. We want to make it achievable. Now, you guys may remember my video a few weeks ago that I did about the difference between hard goals and smart goals. Smart goals, we've heard a lot. We've heard people talk about things needing to be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. You know what? Those are simply methods to help you achieve a plan, but there's not necessarily anything that's rewarding coming from that, and that's where hard goals come in. Feel free to go back and find that video if you like, or you can research it. But Mark Murphy was the guy who is the author of that particular book, and we're all about finding resources for our Modoma members and trying to find ways to help you guys be successful. So I want to wish you guys a very momentous, a very satisfying and fulfilling 2020. I hope that is the case for you. I hope that you find ways to really engage in self-care. You know, some of you members, I know who you are, but some of you guys like to be so busy taking care of other people, but you neglect yourself. And that doesn't mean being selfish, but it does mean you have a lot more energy to give others if you're taking care of your own personal needs. So don't minimize this year. Don't minimize your health. Take care of yourself. Make this a year that you turn things around and really start to emphasize a healthy approach. Eating right, sleeping well, giving to others, and those are all values that we have here at Modoma. We love our members, and we want to create the best outcome possible for them. Anyway, so I'm about to hit the 7-minute mark, and so I want to wrap this up. But if you have any suggestions for us for videos, never hesitate to leave that. I hope you guys have a phenomenal end of the first week of the year, and if there's anything we can do for you, let us know. Thanks for being loyal to Modoma. Thank you for trusting us with your healthcare needs, and hope you have a fabulous rest of the week. Thanks for tuning in.